Adam Scott hit rock bottom in 2025, but the full truth? It's a lot more inspiring than you think. While headlines screamed about his missed cuts and dropped rankings, something deeper was happening. The Australian wasn't just fading away. He was evolving into something golf rarely sees, a 44-year-old who can still contend when it matters most. Let's start with where everyone thinks Adam Scott is now. The stats look ugly. His iron play dropped to 123rd on tour. His putting fell to 116th. For a guy whose swing is called a prototype for excellence, these numbers seem shocking. But here's what most people missed. In June 2025, Scott entered the final round of the US Open just one shot off the lead. He was in the final pairing for the first time in over 5 years. This wasn't some lucky break. This was a statement. To understand how Scott got here, we need to go back to the beginning. Adam Scott turned professional in 2000. He was 20 years old with a swing that made coaches weep with joy. By his early career, he had racked up 32 worldwide wins. 14 came on the PGA Tour, 11 on the European Tour. In 2014, Scott reached the top of the golf world. He became world number one, holding that spot for 11 weeks. He even surpassed Tiger Woods in the rankings. This wasn't just talent. This was sustained excellence. But Scott's defining moment came earlier. At the 2013 Masters, he faced Angel Cabrera in a playoff. Scott had just suffered one of golf's most brutal collapses the year before. At the 2012 Open Championship, he bogeyed the final 4 holes to lose. Most players would be broken. Scott came back stronger. The Masters win proves something crucial about Scott's character. He's what experts call deceptively gritty. When pressure mounts, he doesn't fold. He fights. This mental toughness would be tested again and again. The first major test came in 2016 when golf's governing bodies banned anchoring. Scott was one of the most prominent users of the long putter. He anchored it to his chest for stability and consistency. The ban forced Scott to completely rebuild his putting stroke. He didn't just adapt quietly, he fought back. Scott personally argued against the ban to the R&A. He believed long putters were fair and traditional. When the ban became official, he even sent his long putter to the R&A's retiring secretary as a symbolic protest. But Scott didn't just complain, he adapted. He ditched the anchored putter in 2015 before the ban took effect. Later, he returned to using long putters legally without anchoring. He was inspired by players like Bernhard Langer and Scott McCarron, who found success with unanchored long putters. This willingness to evolve showed Scott's deeper character. He wasn't stuck in his ways. He was strategic. He observed what worked and adjusted accordingly. The next major challenge came in 2019. Golf introduced new rules that Scott absolutely hated. He called them a laughingstock. The flagstick rule bothered him most. Players could now leave the pin in while putting. Scott believed this changed the fundamental aim of the game. It's to hit the pin, not hold the putt, Scott argued. It takes speed out of your head so much. It even takes some reading of the green out. He also criticized the knee-height drop rule, saying it created unnecessary gray areas. Scott's criticism went beyond convenience. He genuinely believed these changes hurt golf's integrity. This positioned him as a guardian of tradition, even as he adapted his own game to stay competitive. As Scott approached his mid-40s, observers began questioning his week-to-week consistency. The 2025 season seemed to confirm their concerns. He missed the cut at the Masters for the first time in 14 years. He also failed to make the cut at the Players' Championship. His statistics told a concerning story. His strokes gained. Approach ranking dropped from 88th in 2024 to 123rd in 2025. His putting went from 27th to 116th. For a player known for precision, these numbers were alarming. But statistics don't tell the whole story. Despite slipping outside the top 100 in key metrics like iron play and putting, Scott found ways to stay competitive, especially when it mattered most. Just like he adapts his game to the biggest events, you can adapt your sports experience with today's sponsor, Fubo. With Fubo, you can stream live sports, golf included, from anywhere, anytime. Whether you're following the majors or tracking Adam's next run, Fubo has you covered. The real story emerged at the 2025 US Open. Scott entered the final round trailing by just one shot. He was paired with the leader, a position he hadn't been in for years. His Saturday 67 was brilliant. He was the only player in the field with 3 rounds of par or better. This performance wasn't lucky. It revealed Scott's strategic evolution. He's no longer trying to compete week to week with players 20 years younger. Instead, he's becoming a major hunter. He peaks for golf's biggest events. Scott's longevity is remarkable for several reasons. First, he's maintained incredible physical condition. At 44, he's described as being in tremendous shape and capable of hitting the ball plenty far. His swing remains fundamentally sound, requiring less maintenance than reconstructed swings. Second, his mental approach has evolved. Scott now focuses on competing against the course rather than other players. This prevents burnout and maintains motivation. He acknowledges the urgency of his remaining opportunities while staying realistic about his goals. Third, Scott's consistency in major championships is unprecedented. He's appeared in 96 consecutive majors, just 4 short of Jack Nicklaus's record of 100. This streak represents more than participation. It shows sustainable excellence over 2 decades. To qualify for so many consecutive majors, Scott must maintain consistent high-level play. His perceived drop in consistency is relative to his own exceptional standards. His baseline performance remains elite. The 2025 U.S. Open run proves Scott's enduring ability. Being 18 holes from winning at 44 years old defies conventional athletic decline. It suggests he's not fading but refining his approach. Scott's equipment philosophy also reveals his strategic thinking. He constantly experiments with putters, but often returns to his gamer for comfort. This search for marginal gains, balanced with proven performance, shows sophisticated decision-making. His recent experiments with the LAB Oz broomstick putter in early 2025 led to a T22 finish at Pebble Beach. He made 115 feet of putts in the final round, ranking second in strokes gained, putting. This wasn't desperation, it was calculated risk-taking. The broader golf community often misunderstands Scott's current phase. They see missed cuts and declining statistics. They miss the strategic scheduling and energy management of a veteran who knows exactly what he's chasing. Scott's remaining competitive window likely focuses on major championships rather than weekly tournaments. His experience, course management, and mental fortitude become more valuable as physical advantages diminish. This aligns with golf's "old guy has still got it" narrative, where veterans like Nicklaus and Woods defied age to win majors. Scott's journey offers lessons for anyone facing career transitions. When external circumstances change, adaptation matters more than resistance. When physical advantages fade, mental and strategic advantages can compensate. His willingness to rebuild fundamental skills like putting shows remarkable humility. Most players his age rely on established patterns. Scott continues evolving, seeking competitive advantages within new rule frameworks. The criticism of rule changes also reveals Scott's deeper values. He's not just playing golf, he's defending what he believes makes the game meaningful. This principled approach, combined with strategic adaptation, defines his later career. Scott's story isn't about decline, it's about evolution. The player who once dominated through pure talent now competes through wisdom, preparation, and strategic focus. His 2025 U.S. Open run wasn't a fluke. It was evidence of a different kind of excellence. While the world saw a drop-off, what's really happening is a late career evolution. Scott isn't declining, he's refining. Adam Scott's story isn't about fading away, it's about redefining what it means to compete. If you enjoyed this breakdown, drop a like, subscribe, and tell us your favorite Adam Scott moment. And if you're watching golf this weekend, stream it with Fubo. See you next time.